At Wayland Union High School, the students are informed by two separate but equally important groups: the reporters who announce the news, and the film crews who produce them. These are their stories.
Man, that exam was hard.
That exam was the easiest I've ever taken. What are you talking about, Joe? Oh no.
What is it?
I think it's trimester 2. I think it's dead.
My name is Owen Falk. Johnny Safro here is going to be interviewing myself and Michaela Smith about an independent one-act that we're doing with the upperclassmen.
What he said. Who are you?
My name is Owen Falk.
Michaela Smith.
And what show are you directing?
That's Not How I Remember It.
That's Not How I Remember It by Don Zelitis.
So, what challenges have you overcome when directing this show?
So because I'm co-directing and it's also independent of our normal director, a lot of it has been kind of communication across 3 different people: myself, my other director, and our stage manager. We've had to make sure that we're getting things effectively communicated. That way we're all on the same page and we all know what's going on.
What's it like to organize a show without the help of the theater department?
It's a lot more work. There's a lot of things that you don't realize that your directors or tech people have to do until you yourself have to go through and do all of those things.
Now, what's the show about?
It's about a couple telling their young son the story of how they met, except they are totally different versions of what happened, and it's hilarious.
And why should people come see the show?
Myself and Michaela Smith have worked very, very hard on this show. We'd love for you to come and see our hard work, as well as supporting your fellow high schoolers who are acting in this.
Because there's a lot of karate, and there's also a gang of thugs.
When is the show?
March 8th at 7 and March 9th at 3.
Be there. And that's the interview.
That's not how I remember it.
Hey Waylon, let's go talk to some teachers. Mr. Dupé, why did you choose to teach English?
I feel like English is one of those subjects where you can teach a lot more than just the content. Like, we do a lot of life lessons. We do a lot of areas that are applicable to life outside of school. I really enjoyed that part of it.
I chose to be a Spanish teacher because I had a really great teacher in high school who inspired me and made me fall in love with the language and culture.
As I was growing up, I always wanted to teach, and I always wanted to teach whatever grade level I was in. And then when I got into high school, I decided chemistry is math and fun put together, so this is what I'm going to do.
Well, my junior year of high school, I really looked up to my math teacher. He was my pre-calc and my geometry teacher, and just the lifestyle that he had on a day-to-day basis seemed really chill, really relaxed, and a lot of fun, and I've always been good at teaching math to my friends.
So I chose to be a history teacher, social studies teacher, because I feel like it's really relevant to how the world is and just human experience. You know, when you think of history, it's really our story.
And what would you be if you weren't an English teacher?
I would probably do editing for a publishing company, or I really like the left brain side of things. So if I wasn't doing something related to actually writing, I probably would have gone into biology and done pharmaceuticals or something.
If I wasn't a Spanish teacher, I would probably be traveling the world as a professional bachata dancer.
You know, maybe I'd go and work at Coachman and be a pro body lifter.
I'd like to be a professional golfer because I think the outfits are awesome and you only work on the weekends and the weather's always gorgeous when you're at work.
Pro wrestler or stock trader?
And what's your favorite thing to teach?
Probably the AP Lang project, where we go to Calvin College and use their facilities it's a really great experience for the kids. They get to be college kids for a day, and it's really enjoyable to see that.
My favorite thing to teach would be when we do stories together in class.
I love to teach Moletown, giving kids a visual of how to solve a problem rather than remembering everything. Just follow the map, it'll tell you what to do. So that's my favorite.
I like to nerd out with some trigonometry or some surface area and volume.
Favorite subject would be economics.
And what is your favorite memory you've had while teaching?
Probably from my first year teaching, I worked with freshmen, and they were just, I can't pin down one particular memory, but they were a very memorable group, and I actually still keep in contact with some of those kids.
My favorite memory is from this trimester when Tegan Robinson wore a nose made out of a roll of paper to look like Gru.
I love to do we literally did it on Friday. I had the kids mix zinc and hydrogen, and then I just said, oh, just hold a match over top and see what happens. Well, it's explosive, but the kids don't realize this, and then it explodes in different areas around the room, and they all jump, and so I enjoyed that.
My favorite memory's got to be all the futures activities we've done in the past. Mr. Robinson and I like to take a handful of students mountain biking, and that's always a blast, something we look forward to at the end of the school year every year.
Today we're going to talk to some college-bound athletes. So Lauren, what are some things that prepared you in high school to get recruited?
Definitely some things is obviously listening to your coaches and knowing that they're there for you and asking for extra time and hitting and setting out some videos, sending lots of emails, offering to go to camps, just anything to get yourself out there because they notice the little things that you do.
That's a good one.
I went to lots of camps and I reached out to lots of coaches and I emailed them, and you just
get yourself known.
Yeah, you email and you let them know where you're playing and they come see you, and then you go on visits, and yeah.
I sent out letters and I did some of my own training at other places besides the school.
Lots of stretching, lots of going to For the Kids, making sure that I am doing my best out there even at practice.
And that goes into this question of how was it balancing your time in school while being an athlete?
It was a little difficult, but it definitely helped me out in future life with life skills about it.
It's a little bit difficult. It's not too bad. I mean, just do your homework after practice or during ride time. Just whenever you have to get your work done, it's not that bad.
I don't really balance it. So school kind of just comes easy to me.
Okay.
It's actually easier than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, practice obviously took a lot of time out of my day, but as long as you use your class time wisely and get all your work done during then or Pride, you'll be good.
Good job. And then, what do you think will be a challenge about being a college athlete?
Probably the schoolwork, because it's a lot more independent on your own, a lot more independent studying instead of having specific homework. But I feel like in high school I definitely managed my time well, being an athlete and then having work and then school. So I feel like it would balance out.
That will be a lot harder. My coach said that you have to take tests on the road, when you're going to tournaments. People will come and make sure you get your exams done.
Oh, that doesn't seem fun at all.
That would be different, but I mean,
a lot more workload.
Are you gonna balance better?
Gonna try. It's a lot more in college.
Absolutely meeting new people. I'm so excited though, and seeing how their program works different from high school since it's a college sport. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Hudson, how do you prepare your kids to get college bound?
So it's just a matter of building connections and having coaches reach out to colleges that they're interested in, but also, if you can play any travel sport that helps with the goals that you might have to play at the next level.
And then what are things that prepared you in high school to get recruited?
One, a lot of extra time putting into your sport. For me, it was basketball, so a lot of extra time, a lot of hours, but then also, doing a lot of research on a lot of different schools, whether it be big schools, you have your dream goals, or local schools that you just want to, see if you're able to participate with.
And then what have you learned from basketball?
There's a lot of life lessons as far as what you do on the court, how you're coached, It prepares you mentally, physically, and really emotionally throughout while you're playing, but then also as you go into your life.
And then what do you think were some challenges for you about being a college athlete?
Biggest thing's probably managing time, because it's a lot different. You're on your own. You don't have your parents there with you to make sure you're waking up, getting to school. Now it's on you to get to class, make sure you're getting your work done, and then getting to practice, but also finding that time to put in the extra work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What have you learned from all your sports?
I've learned what it means to be a good teammate, what it means to be a good person. I've learned how to treat people. I had some experience where some teammates in college didn't necessarily treat the younger people very well, the younger teammates. So learned from that, just learned how to time manage and put everything together to make it successful and do good in school as well.
And what were the challenges about being a college athlete?
The challenges, I'd say, are the biggest challenge is trying to, especially your freshman year, is to figure out how to pass classes, how to get to class, because you have to do that as well, plus to succeed in your sport. And then finding your role on your college team. Everyone that goes to play a college sport did really well in high school. So sometimes that's hard for people to accept a role at the college level, especially as a freshman. Not all freshmen get to play right away, and that can be tough for them.
Thank you. So what were the challenges about being a college athlete?
Being a college athlete, some of the challenges that you face, it's like a full-time job. You have to really like it in order to make it. There was a lot of really good football players that I played with that couldn't make it just because of the time that was necessary to be successful.
So Sharon, how do you prepare your kids to get college bound?
How I prepare my kids to be college bound is they have to be willing to do things kids their age aren't willing to do, so they can separate themselves. I think that's something that's a good lesson for all people, but yeah, that's one thing for sure.
What have you learned while playing football?
Something that I take away from playing college football is I've learned to do hard things, to challenge myself when everything's not perfect. To do hard things is definitely one thing that I learned.
Where they at?